So I did a video about unpopular opinions that I have when it comes to romance. And so keeping it, in the same vein, I wanted to do a video about popular opinions that I have about reading romance. My first popular opinion is romance books help you in your dating life. They do. Stay with me. They help you in your dating life because you get to learn what you like, right? So, for instance, everybody has like book boyfriends that they love. Okay. I know I do. I have a few, even book husbands that I love, right? And so you get to, when you're reading a book, you can see all the things, all the characteristics that this book boyfriend has, or this book girlfriend, or this book person. Okay. We're trying to, got to keep it together, got to make sure we got everybody. So when you see that and you put the pieces together, like if I am dating somebody, these are the characteristics that I feel like I would want in a partner. Trustworthy, is romantic, stays on their word, keeps their word is bond. All those things that you would think about if you are actively dating and you want to find somebody. Romance books can help you with that because you can sit and you can write down the list like this character. The reason why I really love this character as a partner for this other character is because they had all these things. They had all these characteristics. So I feel like if you were really thinking about, like, I want to make a list, right? Because they always say make a list. Make a list of the things you want. Make a list of the things you want. Instead of making a list of the things you want, make a list of the characters who you felt embodied everything that you would want in a partner. Write that list down, right? Write it down. Why did that person make you feel like if I was dating somebody, this person would be perfect for me? Write it down. Put it in the comments too, because I actually would like to read who your book boyfriend, who you think it would be if you was in that book, right? Write it down. I'm nosy. I do want to know. So please share it with me, please. Second popular opinion: romance books show you how to have good friendships. In a lot of the romance books that I read, there are women who have like groups of friends, and those friends go hard for them. And I mean, go hard. They're willing to fight. They're willing to give money. They're willing to lend a listening ear. They're willing to tell you when, you messed up. They're willing to go the extra mile to make sure that you are your best version, your favorite version of yourself. And you need to see what that looks like, what it looks like when you have healthy, not just romantic relationships, but platonic relationships as well. These books really show you what friendship looks like in a way that is healthy, that is whole, that is reciprocal. And so I feel like my popular opinion, my number two popular opinion is romance books help you to see what real friendship looks like. Third popular opinion, romance books can help you get into the kink and BDSM space if it's done right. If it's done right. So if you're a person who's like, I might be interested in, doing something different, but I'm not really sure what that would look like for me, there are books out there that can help you when it comes to romance that show you what that space looks like with consent. And I'm very clear on with consent because there are some books that will just throw the people in there to the wolves. But what it really truly looks like when you have a space where consent is key, but also where pleasure is a major part of what does it look like when you have that. Now, I'm going to show this book right here because this book right here, I felt one gave a really good representation of what that looks like because you had a space where this is a business that is a sex club. And in each of these stories in this anthology, you are listening to people who are talking about consent, but also there are multiple scenarios. There's consent between two women, there's consent between couples, there's consent where someone is teaching a class and how this works when you're in the kink space. And so I feel like it allows you to explore, get your pinky toe wet without really diving deep before you get there. And what does it look like when this is something that is shown to you without the sex being in it first, but what it looks like before you get there. Like these are the steps to get to that point when pleasure is the objective. Number 4, romance books help you to explore different things that you didn't think that you thought you would be into, right? I like why choose books. I do. That's been my favorite genre thus far, right? Just recently. And it helps me to get to that point where I'm like, oh, could I do this? Probably not. But I'd still love to explore what does that look like when you have partners who care about your needs, and not just one partner, not just two partners, maybe 3, maybe 4, okay? That care about your needs and are so focused on you. And what does that sound like, right? Because you're reading it in audio, whatever. But what does it sound like when someone has your pleasure at the forefront of their mind and is tapping into that for you? But it's multiple people. So I feel like that allows you to get into that space if you were interested in that. There are a lot of a lot of authors who do this really, really well. I'm going to give you a few right here, right? That talk about being in a poly relationship and the way that they are able to show you not just like the sex side, but also show you the conversations that are being had, the emotions that can come up from this, and also what does it look like when it's healthy. Because if you don't, like, I know if you've been on the dating streets, there's always somebody like, oh, I'm interested in having more than one woman, but they don't even know what to do with one. So I love that these books allow you to see what does it look like when you have a relationship where there's more than one person. Everybody knows, okay? But they also have conversations. They also live together. They also have family together. Like they are together in a way where this is just like a normal thing. It's not a moment where you see them, it's just about sex. No, it's more than that. These people love each other. They're coming together to be one. And for them, it's showing you this is what healthy love looks like when it is a poly relationship. So that's one thing. Number 5 for me is reading about men who actually like the people that they're with. I know you might be like, girl, what? But I think about it. Right now, we live in a time where there's so much vitriol against women, just women in general, what they should do, what they shouldn't be able to do, how they should be showing up in the world, red pill content, podcast galore, just dumb shit. And you see men who don't like women, don't respect women, but they want what's between their legs. And so to read these books and to see that you have a character who is a man, a real man, who likes his partner, who worships his partner, not in like a stalkerish way, but really worships the ground she walks on. And is like, I want the best for her. I want her to have whatever she wants. I want her to be her favorite version of herself. And it doesn't dim my light. I don't feel like I'm in competition with her. To be able to see that gives me hope that, especially in contemporary romance, that there is a person who you can go out and find someone who is like that. And I think that that's something that a lot of us, if we are single, we can use these people as almost like, I don't want to say a litmus test because it's not really a litmus test, but you use it to see like there is a man who, if you're into men or anybody, who is out there for you and who can do these same things, who treats you well, who wants to see you thrive, who doesn't see you as competition, who doesn't, use weaponizing competence to not do the things they say they're going to do, but who shows up for you, full realized self, who is whole himself, who's not asking you what you bring to the table, right? He is a person first and sees you as a person as well, sees you as a human being and not just like as an incubator. So for number 5, I think that is romance books give you hope that if you are like a heterosexual person, because I'm talking from a heterosexual lens, that you can find a person who is like this. That's how I feel. What do you say? And number 6, you get to see growth. You get to see healing. I realize that in a lot of the books I've been reading lately, the characters have been on a journey. And in that journey, they have found their strength. They have found their resilience. They have really moved through grief. And in these books, you get to see that in real time, right? And you get to honor the person who wrote this. You get to honor them writing this story. And it could be something, because a lot of authors I see lately have been putting, their own stories into the books, and how writing these stories have helped them overcome something. And I think that's important because, I'm just going to speak from myself, my personal experience, being able to see a character go through something similar that I went through, and how they were able to work through that with the love of their family, their friends, or just themselves, has helped me to realize that it's possible. And so being able to read that and see yourself in this character and realize that it's possible, I think it's such a powerful thing that a lot of authors need to get their flowers for, right? To see a Black woman who maybe had to go through some nastiness, craziness, and to see her get on the other side of that and still not lose herself, right? But find a different version of herself, maybe, and then find love within that space, and a love that is centered, a love that is careful with her, a love that allows her, not allows her, because I don't like that, but anyway, I'm just gonna say allows her to be her favorite or realist version of herself, is such a beautiful thing to witness. And it gives your mind like hope of, this is possible. If it's possible for this person, even though I know it's a fiction book, it's still possible for me, right? So, yeah, I hope that these popular opinions you agree with. And if you have a popular opinion about romance, please let me know. I would love to hear it, because I think that romance is a much needed genre in our community, because it helps us to see what is possible. It helps us to see healthy romantic relationships, and also healthy, and I'm going to say romantic, because I treat my friends like I treat my friends with romance. Like, I write them cards, I send them things all the time, flowers, things like that. But I think that that's something that we need to see more of. And so I'm excited that I get to read and be a part of this genre, as someone who really used romance to step out and be her favorite version of herself. I hope that the authors know how much they mean to us. So, yeah, you are your longest and most expensive relationship that you will ever have in your life. And so remember, yeah, any money or time that you spend on being your favorite version of yourself is never money or time wasted. And I hope that you found a popular opinion that you can agree with in this video. And please, again, let me know what yours are. Until next time.